the process of valuation, it starts with client meetings. So you obviously go to the client's place. You see, what the client is expecting, what kind of data the client has, and what is the general. Just by talking to the client, you understand how the company is performing, everything. So that is initial meeting where you understand the client. Then you send out the request for data of what kind of data you require. Again, depends on what kind of company you are valuing, whether you'll be valuing using comparable companies method, or you'll be using discounted cash flow, or whatever method you are using. Based on that, your data will vary. You might need projections, you might not need projections, based on the approaches you are going to consider for the valuation. So once you get the required data from the client, then you start processing the data, then you start questioning the basic projections or the model that the client has given in Excel. You test the assumptions, you then go into the market I mean visiting at a place, but you get into the nitty-gritty of the industry that you are valuing. You get into what the other company is doing, whether there are any comparable companies. If there are, then what are they doing, when did they start, what kind of management were they, when they were starting out, what kind of growth did they achieve, what was the economy then, whether like in 2008, even if the company was well, because of the market crisis, all the companies were suffering. So there was no flaw in the company, it was just the economy so that is where you get into your research. Once you get your research done, you have the data points, then you understand how to apply the data points and the WACs and the betas and the multiples that you've arrived at looking at the market, whether those multiples or whether those parameters are directly applicable to the company. So your company understanding, market understanding, when both the things are done, you can finally arrive at a value. Once you arrive at a value, obviously you discuss with the team and everything, and with their inputs you arrive at a final value which you communicate to the client, and then the formal reports follow the communication. Clients do negotiate on the value. Value is, so there is no fixed value, there is no right value, wrong value. It's just the reason for the valuation. Again, it differs if you are on a buy side, if you are on a sell side of the valuation. If you are on a buy side, obviously you would give, if on a buy side, you will obviously give a lower value to the company you are buying, like how you bargain with the street vendor for vegetables, obviously lower value. If you are on a sell side, obviously you will expect higher value. So there is always bargaining. It's just, so regulatory valuation, there is no such bargaining and you arrive at a fixed value. There is always some kind of range within which the valuation can move. Valuation is absolutely not precise. In fact, the place where I worked for a startup, we've given 8 set of values. It's called a football field where a pessimist, we build up various scenarios and we say if optimal or aggressive valuation, your value would be between 1000 to 2000, 1000 to 1200. If we cut down your revenues or we cut down your projection, your value will be between 800 to 900. If I go by market factors, or if I go by my gut feeling, your value is around 400 to 500. So we give such range of values because we are from the sell side, and the client needs to know that if you cut your projection, if there are, it's called sensitivity analysis. If the projections, if we change certain parameters, how sensitive the numbers are. And that comes out only when you cut down the projection, when you increase the parameters, you reduce the parameters, and that gives you the entire range where the value is moving. Based on that, you can finally, then they can negotiate the price, that whether they want 800 million valuation or 500 million valuation. So it's absolutely not precise, it's not a science, it's more of an art where each day same company will value differently.